the man. Gonna put you in the can. Hey, zombie man.
Hey guys, and welcome to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever. You're here with Steph, Rach and Bridget on 2BACR 100.9 FM. Tonight on the show, we'll be talking about the Winter Olympics. Do you like the Winter Olympics better than the Summer Olympics? Are you indifferent? And do you not watch the Olympics at all? Schapelle Corby was released from prison. Was it today, yesterday, a couple of days ago, whatever?
She's on parole.
If
you haven't heard,
yeah.
she's been released.
If you've been living under a rock, Schapelle Corby has been released from prison. We'll be talking about that. Do you care? Because we certainly don't. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming up this Friday. What will you be doing? What do you think of Valentine's Day? And we'll also be doing a Twitter recap. Our first week on Twitter. Was it a success? Or did we fail miserably? So all that and more tonight on Wednesday Night Zombie Fever.
Woohoo! Woo!
As usual, we're playing all the requests. If you have a request, please leave it on our Facebook page.
Or our
Twitter
page.
Yes. Or if there's anything you would like us to discuss tonight on the show, you can put that up on Facebook or Twitter as well.
Send us a tweet.
Yes, tweet us.
Yes.
We always enjoy hearing from our listeners.
Yeah. So first up, there are some requests already up there, so we'll get those on later in the night. First up, this is the script on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever. You're here with Steph, Rach and Bridget on 2BACR 100.9 FM. So the Winter Olympics just started a couple of days ago.
Yes, it did.
I haven't watched much of it. I don't usually watch much of the Olympics because much of the Olympics because I don't really like the Olympics.
I've never really been interested except since Sydney.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even watch much of Sydney, to be honest.
Well, neither did I, but I was interested in that we were hosting it.
Me too. Well, I felt a kind of pride.
Yes.
Yeah. But I do like the Winter Olympics a little bit better than the Summer Olympics. I think just the sports are a little bit more fun.
And they seem to be a little more spectator friendly.
Yeah, and a lot more dangerous, I feel. And that's maybe why they're more fun.
I also much prefer the coverage because there's no way that the network can show every possible swimming heat. Like, gosh.
Oh, those...
That drove me nuts. I could understand why we were watching, Heat 12 of the men's 50-metre freestyle. Like, who cares? Show us the sport. And meanwhile, other sports were happening. And
always the sports that I wanted to watch were always on at like 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why don't they put, the Taekwondo on at, the middle of the day when I can watch it? Or whatever. Well, which wasn't very good last Olympics anyway. Oh my God, so bad. But,
yeah, the Winter Olympics, I just think they're much more fun. Every single sport, you don't get the people running around.
I love the skating, like the figure skating. Because I feel like that's a really graceful sport, but also can be seriously dangerous. Like
they
you
can
fall
all be
over.
Dangerous. It's crazy. Yeah.
You can slice someone with a skate, or crack his head open if you fall. And I think it's kind of mean, but quite funny when people fall over. So
they did have some good shots of people falling today on TV.
What sport?
They were skating. I don't know.
Some kind of
it was
skating.
Just like a quick, ad.
Oh, okay. Like one of those blooper reel kind of things. I like the downhill skiing as well. I'm not sure what the event name is, but they do
the moguls.
Is that what it's called?
Where they go down the bumps and they do a jump, then down more bumps.
No, just the one that they go down the big thing and just do one massive...
downhill skiing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I like downhill skiing. But I do like that because I feel like that could end really badly.
That could. A lot of them could.
And a lot of them don't, though. And that's the amazing thing.
Well, to get to that level, you would hope.
But it's so amazing that someone can do that and not... land in their neck and kill themselves.
Most of any Olympic sport, summer or winter, I just sit there like, I could never do that.
Yes. Well,
ever.
I watched the bike time trials and stuff in the Summer Olympics and I'm like, this is really quite boring. I understand that they're going pretty fast.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's like watching golf. I have no desire to watch golf.
Golf is so boring.
Well, in one of the events, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the snowboard slope style finals, a girl fell and you could see at the end Her helmet was completely cracked in two.
That was a good reaction.
I was like, wow. And
And
you see some very bad stacks on those.
Yeah, someone broke their jaw on a bad landing.
Somebody died at the previous ones, didn't they?
How? I don't.
It was,
really?
it was either the luge or the skeleton.
I love the
The
luge.
skeleton is pretty bad.
Yeah.
The luge
It
I
was
love
in,
too. I think that looks so awesome.
In a qualification round, they came off and, of course, went head first into...
But that is
Oh, well, I have to
really,
look up-
really dangerous.
That is, yeah.
That's one of the most dangerous, I think, events at the Winter Olympics.
At any Olympics.
But besides the events, this Olympics has been particularly interesting.
It's been a bit controversial. And they've had some epic fails.
Yeah, the accommodation has had
Yes.
some really bad.
They really weren't ready. Or they might have thought they were ready, but they weren't.
I feel like nobody has ever been ready to host an Olympics.
I think we were ready.
Yeah, we were pretty ready.
Except for we didn't have the train ready.
Oh no, but our trains are never ready for anything.
No.
London was ready.
London, yeah, they were pretty efficient.
Yeah,
They're
but
British,
then-
stiff upper
And
lip.
Vancouver was ready.
All right.
Vancouver.
Okay, well, Sydney. Sydney was...
Greece wasn't ready, and that's the main thing.
Greece wasn't ready.
Was
I don't know how
Beijing-
Rio's looking, but...
Beijing
Oh,
ready?
Rio, yeah. Rio's the next one,
I
isn't
think,
it?
yeah, Beijing was pretty good.
Beijing had some problems like that kind of they reminded me of like the one in Russia now. They are killing all the stray dogs.
Yeah, so they had some, like, political...
Yeah.
Because
Because they have a lot.
Okay.
So people are trying to smuggle them out.
Okay,
to
yeah, I
stop
didn't
them
hear
from-
about that.
Yeah.
But I did hear about, the dual toilets and...
Yeah, the dual
like that.
toilets, there's no wall, so, get comfortable.
Just
There's
communal
no
toilets.
walls separating two people in a cubicle.
It's a waste of a toilet.
It is a waste of the toilet, but I don't see this as a massive problem for people. It's a stupid thing, but...
It's stupid, yes.
But you just wait for the one person to come out and don't use the other toilet, right?
Yeah, one person could just, have a nice roomy...
Bowel movement.
bowel movement, thank you. Shifting of stuff. But they also... So an American athlete, the door got stuck in his bathroom. And he couldn't kick it open. Because it went the other way.
Yeah, because it was like a pull-in door, not a... Yeah.
Yeah. So he had to... smash his way out.
Like, actually
In this-
Hulk-wise through the door.
Yeah, there's like a giant hole in the door where he's like torn himself. He's like alien.
Pretty much like a human-shaped
Like one of
hole in
those
the
chest
wall.
bursters.
Yes, but through a door.
Yeah.
It is so awesome, and it's just gone viral.
See if we could put the picture up on our Facebook page.
Yeah, and there's others. A lot of journalists do not seem to be happy with their accommodation. They've been told not to drink the water because there is something dangerous in it,
Yeah, doesn't it come out brown?
and it's a brown color,
Ugh.
which I would definitely not drink.
Well, you can drink the water in Sydney. That was another thing we had up on this Olympics.
We got some good water. It might have a slight metallic taste, but it's good.
Our metallic-y studio water.
Yes, it's slightly metallic-y.
But they're like missing door handles and...
Yes, they've got no door... Well, the door handle falls off, and they've got, 3 light bulbs.
Yes. With no obvious light fittings.
So, yeah, and their chairs are like those fold-out metal chairs in their hotel room.
They didn't go for comfort when they made these accommodations.
They went for the bare minimum.
Yeah. Well, maybe they ran out of money.
I would say that's a very
I
likely...
mean, they had it to Greece. I mean, their pool had no roof, and they're like, "Oh no, it was meant to be like that." But no, it wasn't, Greece. Your
No.
pool's meant to have a roof.
I don't
Pretty
think
sure the
they're the
designs
same.
had a roof.
I don't think it's the same financial position as
Well,
Greece. But
probably
it's not just the accommodations. Even some of the venues have taken some criticism from the athletes. The snowboard halfpipe was criticised for its... somebody said it was too narrow or that it was too...
Yeah, let's just make
high, that just the
snowboarding more
dimensions were-
dangerous.
Yeah, well, I was
the way to
watching the
go.
men's half-pipe finals and semi-finals today, and there were a lot of people, like the top athletes, crashing on that half-pipe, which was surprising because you'd think they'd have it together, but apparently it was quite soft as well, that in Sochi the snow is quite soft and not very hard.
Well, isn't it the temperature quite high as well? Well, not
Yes.
high in our standards.
It's
but,
freezing for us.
Yeah, but it's high for a kind
The-
of snow events and things like that.
There are
which is causing
memes.
trouble. Yeah.
There are memes about how hot it is.
Yeah, it's 2 degrees, so it's quite warm.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty hilarious.
I think
Minus
their tagline or their motto is pretty funny. Hot, cool, yours.
Oh, that makes
Hadn't
sense.
heard
Hot,
that yet.
cool, yours.
That's weird.
And their mascots are like a ray of sunlight and a snowflake, as well as a polar bear, a hare, and a leopard.
Yes.
I
They're
don't.
quite cute.
They are pretty cute, but why do you need 5 of them?
Yeah, it's a lot.
We had 3, and that was excessive.
We had 3 and they were awesome.
They were awesome,
Yeah.
but also excessive.
Wow.
And London had 2.
2
and-
very ugly mascots.
Like
Ugly.
Merryweather and Wilfred or something. Or something even worse than that.
Myrtle or something.
And they were metal, weren't they?
Yeah, there was something with a weird one eye
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, Cyclops.
Because
Very
they
strange.
didn't have anything. They
Well,
didn't...
do they have a native? They've got native creatures. They must. They could have had like.
None that they can beautify.
I'm sure. Well,
Well,
I'm sure they could.
maybe they could have
Well,
a fox.
okay. What we should do over the break of the next 2 songs, we'll go to some songs now. We'll figure out what London could have had for their Olympic mascot.
Yeah, we'll beat their mascot because their transport beats ours.
Yes.
Yes.
So when we come with a great mascot, yeah, screw you, London Underground.
In your face, British.
This is
Brit-
Imagine Dragons on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever, and we're talking about the mascots for the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
And we started talking about London.
London
and
had a
how-
very
how-
terrible mascot.
Yeah, their mascot was really bad. And we had native animals. We had a platypus, an echidna, and a kookaburra for ours.
Yep.
And this year, the Russians have their native animals as well, including a snowflake and a sunbeam, which I don't understand.
Yeah,
But
a ray
we
of
thought
light.
the British could have
cool,
used
yours.
some native animals.
Yeah.
And so we looked up a list. And they're not that impressive, I
The-
must say.
Yeah.
British native animals not that impressive. They've got
And
a
not
lot
that
of
unique to
rabbits.
Britain.
And you just wouldn't connect them with
Well,
Britain.
I
Yeah.
thought that they've got native. What did I say? Foxes. Foxes are native to England.
They have
So I
foxes.
thought that would be an alright mascot.
They have a lot of squirrels.
The other thing is the hedgehog.
yeah.
Because the hedgehog is seriously cute. Look at that. Isn't that cute?
There's a very cute
Seriously,
picture.
seriously
Very
cute hedgehog.
Cute.
I thought you could
The
make
kid is
those
better.
into good mascots. There's all the things like squirrels, but they have a lot of like voles and mice and stuff, which
Yeah.
you don't really associate with athletics.
I was going to
or-
say I do associate them with Britain.
Well,
but-
yeah, not really athletics though.
especially on the tube.
But they also have native deer, which I thought would also be a good.
But that just
Mascot.
makes me think of Canada.
But Canada's not the only place with native deer.
I know, but I just think of, I don't know, in the mountains.
They've
and
also got feral goats apparently.
Brendan Fraser and deer.
Brendan Fraser and deer.
Yeah,
Dudley Do-Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Were there deer in that movie?
I don't know. He wore red.
Yeah, it's because he was a Mountie.
Yes.
At any rate, I think a deer would have made a good mascot for them. I think a deer, a echidna, not echidna, what do they call it? A hedgehog, and fox.
And echidna would make a good mascot.
An echidna,
For us.
well, an echidna did make a good mascot. Our
Yes.
mascots were seriously awesome.
They
And
were.
We really can just picture the Olympic mascot committee having the easiest job in
Yeah,
Sydney.
they're like, oh, mascots, don't even worry about that. Should we use the kangaroo again?
Pick an
We got
animal.
koalas, or some emus maybe.
Just poke a stick at one of the animals in the
Throw a
zoo.
rock and whatever comes out of the bush, there's your mascot.
Pretty much. Just go to the zoo, have a look around. Native
I
animals.
suppose there's some animals we couldn't have used. Like, we've got native eagles and stuff as well, but that would have been very American.
Yeah, that would have been. I don't think I would have used an emu.
Well, emu's on a coat of arms.
They are, but I don't know, in terms of sport, it'd be
But,
like
yeah.
it's grounded.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really have
about
arms.
a cassowary.
Cassowaries are very dangerous.
Are they?
Yeah,
Ah.
those things will kill you.
I mean, it could be worse. We could have been. We could have used, the funnel web spider.
Oh,
And-
God. No, thank you. Funny the funnel web spider.
Really?
Hissy the red belly black snake.
These are good. These are good. We should make them up, I think.
We have camels.
Get someone to draw
camels
them.
were introduced or
Yeah,
native?
They were
Introduced.
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 A very long time ago, but still introduced.
Yeah. They've adapted.
It would have been very odd if our if our mascot was a
Cammy
camel.
the camel.
Cammy. Oh no, that reminds me of.
Yeah, but I don't know. That doesn't really shout Australia to me.
No.
Cammy the camel doesn't. Yeah, but I think Hissy the snake and Funny the worm. That would
I
have
had
made
to
awesome
lighten up the
mascots.
deadliness.
I think
somehow.
every sport should have its own mascot. We've got enough animals in Australia to do that, actually.
Yeah, we do. The wombat would not be. I mean,
Well,
it'd be
wasn't
very cute, but you know, in
Is
terms
there a
of
slow
sports,
sport? What's a really slow kind of silence?
Maybe the wombat can just be the mascot of our on-air silence.
Maybe you know, to just be like slow and steady wins the race.
Maybe. Didn't they try to do that though? Roy and HG had their, what was their show called? The Dream or something
Yeah.
Oh
in
yeah.
2000, and they had their own mascot, and it was Fatso the wombat. And I remember there was this big uproar because was it Grant Hackett at the time? Was he there?
Possibly.
One of the Olympic swimmers
Mm.
took that wombat up to the podium with him, and he had their Fatso the wombat.
Did they have an actual wombat?
Yeah, they had not a real wombat, like a stuffed toy.
Oh. Also, what the?
And the people were outraged, like the Olympic committee and stuff were outraged
Oh,
because
jeez.
it wasn't an official mascot.
Calm down.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, it was
Wombats
quite
are
funny.
awesome.
If we were to host the Winter Olympics, which let's be honest, the countries with the financial position to host the Winter Olympics are skating pretty thin. So, if we were to host the Winter Olympics, it'd be held in July. But
You couldn't really hold it here. Could you?
we just got a whole bunch of fake snow. I think
Maybe
that's
if we
what...
got the polar vortex or whatever moving on over here.
Yeah.
Let's
We
just
could
host it in Antarctica. It's fine.
It's
Yeah, we can
close.
host it
There's
in
a lot of
our
snow
little
there.
portion of Antarctica.
Yeah.
And then we can have, like... We've got penguins that are native to
We do have
Australia.
penguins.
Yeah, fairy penguins.
Yeah.
They're not called fairy
Actually,
penguins anymore, are they? They're called little
No,
penguins.
little
now.
penguins.
because
I
apparently
saw a
that was
penguin.
insulting. And I don't understand how.
I
It's
saw
so-
a penguin
yeah.
at
Because
Manly.
isn't fairy itself...
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
It popped its head out of the water. We got
Yeah,
a photo.
penguins
Just
in the harbour.
yeah.
That's so
when they're
cool.
Just as we had the photo, it popped its head out.
Oh, it's so cool. I love penguins. They're
It was
awesome.
so awesome.
They're the funniest creatures.
I think we should start our bid to host a Winter Olympics.
I don't think it'll happen. People are like Australia, ha ha ha. No way.
Maybe down
What's
in
going to be our
Tasmania.
mascot for the Winter Olympics?
We don't-
Penguin.
The penguin.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose
Okay.
because they do a lot of sliding.
Yep. They're pretty cute.
That could be a very
And if we host it in Tasmania, we can also have the Tasmanian devil.
We could do Tasmanian devil anyway.
Yeah.
That's not really a snow animal though. We don't really have any snow animals.
And they're not actually that fearsome. They make those noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't make that noise, but they do make some noises.
It's kind of like Nibbler on Futurama.
Do love Nibbler. He should be our mascot.
Oh, he's ugly.
He is ugly.
Yeah.
But as ugly as the London mascot?
Nothing.
Nothing was
is
that
as
ugly.
ugly.
It was
What
just
were their names?
confusing.
Witherthorpe and something. The names
Have
of
you
the...
changed the names every time you've said them?
I have.
You know, you're just saying sounds.
Just
Wilberforce.
and Meredith. They were bad. What were they?
Winterbone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, do you want to find out? And then after this song,
They were pretty ugly.
I'll come back and announce.
Okay, let's find
Okay.
out and we'll go to some songs.
Fine. If you haven't noticed, we're playing all love songs tonight in honor of Valentine's Day. So if you do have any long love song
Yeah,
dedications,
dedicate a love song to your special person.
Or to
not.
yourself.
your special
Yeah, if
person.
you don't have a special person, then to yourself.
or if you're stalking someone, let us know. We'll put on Every Breath You Take for them.
And then we'll call the police.
This
Yeah.
is Alanis Morissette in one of the actual, not a revenge song, on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever. You're here with Steph, Rach and Bridget on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
I'm so glad they didn't hear, oh god, Marshmallow.
Well, they did now. We're just looking back at some of the worst Olympic mascots of all time.
That's actually the Ice Cube.
Oh, it's an ice cube.
Yes.
I thought it was a marshmallow. And is this, where's this Winter Olympics? Oh, yep, it's Italy.
Oh.
Well,
They don't have any animals left over there either.
yeah, Steph, you were sort of close with the London mascots, and then you just
Wilberforce.
got further and further away. It was Wenlock and Mandeville.
I knew it was W
Wenlock
and M.
Mandeville.
I knew it was W and M when I went with, what did I call him? Winterthorpe. And Meredith.
Did you just combine
So-
Ian Thorpe with the Winter Olympics?
Winterthorpe.
So apparently,
Weatherthorpe or something.
their story is that they were formed from the last girder of the Olympic Stadium, and their skins are made of highly polished steel,
Yep.
allowing them to reflect the personalities and appearances of the people that they meet. On their one eye is actually a camera, and their heads are yellow lights, symbolising the lights of a yellow London taxi.
I think they tried too hard. And,
Wait, breaking news.
what?
Sid, Millie, and Ollie, our mascots, are 7th on the 10 worst Olympic mascots.
What?
Yep, there they are.
So wait,
Sid,
wait,
Millie,
you
and
mean-
Ollie. They're just after this guy. Who, I don't know, but I think he's a star of some sort.
Is that Santa merged with the starfish?
Santa Starfish, yes.
Santa starfish. I'm
Um,
pretty sure that we're better.
oh, we were much better than that.
We're the best ones on that
Wait,
list.
but if we're number 7, that means there's an 8, 9, and 10 who were theoretically better than us.
8 is Sam from the 1984 Summer Olympics, the Los Angeles ones, and he's just this
Oh,
giant eagle
with a
with a top hat on,
yeah, like
with the American
yeah.
top hat on, like you
Wow.
know the "We Want You" posters.
Was it Uncle
Uncle Sam,
Sam,
yeah.
Sam was an eagle, yep, I see
Yep.
what they did there.
Number 9.
No propaganda whatsoever. Wait, what year was that?
Was it 80s?
That was the 84
Okay.
Summer Olympics.
Oh, they were big.
The pieces come together.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is.
We want you.
Okay, don't read any of this. Tell me what that is.
What?
Well, let me see. What?
That looks like something that they'd show you in therapy.
Yeah, and you're like, what is this? It's a cloud.
What's a
with
large blob?
Oh, I think they described something like that in the 50 Shades of Grey book.
This is the Canada. Oh, it's a beaver, I think.
No, it's
That's
It's
not.
a beaver.
That's not a beaver.
not a beaver.
Yep. We all looked at the humble beaver. The
I think-
1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, Canada.
Wait, let me
They would have
see
been
it
better
again.
off having the angry beavers.
Oh, yeah, that would have been awesome.
Oh, I can sort of see it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the angle, or maybe it's the fact that it just looks like
It's
they
just
had a bunch of
black.
balls left over and decided to
Just
make them
a
into
ball with a
beavers.
tail, really. And that was 9.
It's like someone was knitting and they just let the yarn go.
And number 10 is Wenlock and Mandeville. Apparently they're better than Sid, Millie, and Ollie. I do not believe that. Whoever
Not for
made
a
this
second.
list is stupid.
If I could actually physically get Wenlock and whatever the other one,
Wenlock and
Mandeville.
Mandeville.
I would tear them apart.
I know.
I think my Winterthorpe and Meredith were better.
I think Funny the Funnel Web is better than that.
Funny the Funnel Web is awesome,
And
right?
Hissy the snake.
Is he the red
Exactly.
belly black snake?
So, Funny the Funnel Web, he'll basically be dressed up like a clown.
Yeah. Oh, really? Like a clown?
Yeah.
Really?
And he'll have like a flower that squirts water.
Does it have
Yeah.
big eyes? I imagine it having big eyes.
Well, it'd have like
Yeah.
7 eyes or something.
Hey.
7 massive eyes.
7 of them gets poked out.
Well, do funnel webs have 8 eyes?
Well, I mean, okay, for the purposes of a mascot, I think it should only have like 2 eyes, unless you want to have 8 eyes just all around its head,
But do they
symbolising
have
the
8 eyes?
surveillance on
Because
the
they
Olympics.
don't all have 8 eyes. They've
That's
got
like
all
a
got 8
stupid
legs,
brother.
but a funnel web might not have 8 eyes.
Okay, I don't know, but Funny only has 2.
Okay,
If Funny is meant to have more than that, there was some horrific accident in Clown College.
I'm gonna
that's
look up
left
how
to
many
it
eyes
shit.
should funnel webs have. If I see a picture of a funnel web, I'm gonna scream.
But funny's funny. Funny is funny,
How
so he only has 2.
many
Yeah.
eyes does... This is riveting radio.
Riveting radio.
How
many?
One of our listeners has asked us if Britain has sea cucumbers. I think whether or not Britain has sea cucumbers, do you want a sea cucumber as a mascot?
Well, they don't really move, do they? That's not a very Olympic thing.
Cucumbers.
How can you make a sea cucumber into a mascot?
I have no idea.
Just
Sorry,
put the
Emma.
Olympic rings on the side. Easy. Because they just look like a log kind of thing. They're just like a big slug.
Yeah.
So yeah, just print some Olympic rings on the side and yeah. Done and done. The laziest mascot of all time.
Well, what does an ice cube do?
It just
It
melts.
melts.
That's, yeah. It's not going to win them many events.
Yeah, it's not the most inspiring of mascots, is it? It's very weird.
Gotta love the Italians for that.
What do you reckon Rio will come up with?
Oh, well, Rio's got heaps of stuff. I think they're going to have, like, colourful birds and stuff. That's...
Their whole thing will just look like a parade.
Yeah, probably. Actually, their opening ceremony is probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
They know how to party.
For in Rio. They're another one that is like, oh, are they going to be able to pull it together?
Well, I remember our opening ceremony wasn't that spectacular. Like,
a lot of people raved about ours, although, you know...
I remember the kangaroos on the bikes, and I'm just like, why? And Nikki Webster.
That's her name. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember her name. They
Those
could have
two
done
names.
without that.
Yeah, and the kangaroos. Just, yeah. They were kind of, yeah,
I actually didn't
pretty
watch...
embarrassing.
I didn't watch
I didn't
our
watch it
ceremony.
either. I just saw that it was pretty
I saw some footage of Nikki Webster.
flying, yeah.
Yeah.
At any
what happened
rate.
to her?
Well, we're going to be playing another song and then we'll get back to talk about Schapelle Corby.
Yes.
We'll play a couple
So-
of songs.
Whether or not you think she should be paid $2 million
Wasn't it 3?
by Channel 7.
It's 2 million and then there's money on top of that for something.
Oh, okay.
So let us know what you think, because some people have criticised this. Some people think that she's well within her rights to sell her story.
And don't forget to give us your love song.
Yeah, we've had a request for Just a Girl by No Doubt. Not a love song, but we will play it up after this on
Or a
2BACR
really weird love song.
100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever on 2BACR 100.9 FM. So, recently, Schapelle Corby was released from prison on parole.
Yep.
If people have not heard the story of Schapelle, in 2004, she was convicted of drug smuggling,
4.2 kilos.
something like that, of,
A lot.
Yes.
it was marijuana, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Into Bali.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so she was sentenced to 20 years.
And she claimed throughout this that she was innocent, that somebody else had put it in there.
Yeah, they were
was
suspecting, baggage handlers and stuff. Like, she's like, somebody else put it in there, it's not my bag. It's my bag, but it's not mine.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That's a pretty hard defense to sell.
Look, a lot of people say she's
Why
innocent.
would the baggage handlers put it in a random boogie board bag?
Exactly.
Like, that you're just going to take to your hotel and then you're going to find the marijuana anyway. Like,
And then you'll just be like, oh, I'm going to sell this and I'm going to go back to the airport and split my profits.
Yeah. I think it's pretty ridiculous to think that she's innocent, though some people still think that she is.
Yeah, but she's been convicted.
Yeah, she was convicted.
and
okay, and
whatever you think of the Indonesian criminal justice system,
They had a trial.
they did have a trial, and I think that she probably would have been convicted if the same scenario had taken place here.
well, yes, but okay, I think their sentencing over there is a little bit harsh, but
Yeah.
you know their laws. Okay, so she's going there, she's smuggling drugs.
They have a huge drug problem.
Exactly, and you know that they have zero tolerance for drugs. If you're taking drugs into their country, you would know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anything that happens to you is on you.
And
So
you know that they have the death penalty. You know that that is the maximum sentence if you are caught smuggling drugs.
And just because you're from overseas doesn't mean they're going to go any lighter on you.
No.
And I think anybody who's going to commit a crime, or that particular crime, in Indonesia, in Bali, knows what the sentence is going to be, or what the risk is. But regardless of that, she's out now. She's on parole after 9 years, 9 and a bit or something like that, almost 10. And she's being paid a lot for her story.
$2 million by
$2
Channel 7.
million
Yep.
by Channel 7.
2 million.
And we have laws here and that prevent people from gaining money
Profiting,
from
yeah.
The publicity of their crime.
Yeah, but because the crime was committed in Indonesia and she was sentenced to Indonesia, those laws don't exactly apply, or there's kind of a grey area going on.
Yeah.
So she can be paid a lot of money for this.
She can. A lot of people are quite angry about this. on 9MSN today, there was a poll saying, does the payment to her turn you off from watching the interview? And there was about 55,000 people had clicked yes.
Yeah, and there was that whole thing about Koshi from
Channel
7 blowing up about how they shouldn't pay for her story and things like that.
And they should have nothing to do with her.
Yeah, I agree though, and I think a lot of people aren't that interested anyway. Like, I'm not
no one else
interested.
gets the appeal of this story.
And there was that miniseries that they did on her, which didn't rate very well at all.
Didn't
No.
it? Oh,
No,
the
it
NXS thing was on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would have been much more interesting.
I'm not interested in either, really.
No,
Well,
I didn't watch either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't watch either.
The telemovie averaged a pretty average, ordinary.
It averaged
rating.
an average?
1.02 million viewers across each of the 5 capital cities on the Sunday, which is half of what In Excess made
Ooh.
Half.
for 7. And the documentary that aired on Monday, which was Schapelle Finally Free, that did even worse. That was 627,000.
That's not very good.
It doesn't even, like...
And
okay,
then a
so
repeat of the telemovie had just 200,000. So it's not very good. And the second one, that was a documentary. So it's not just a fictional story. You'd think people would be interested in that, but they're just not interested. People are not watching.
We've
Even
been
if-
hearing about her, though, on and off since 2004. And 2004 was massive when that happened.
Yeah, well, that was everywhere. But she's out now, and they're paying for this story, but it's not even like they'll get the full story from her now. They won't get a full story until she comes back to Australia, until her parole is over. Because while she's on parole, she can't say anything about the Indonesian government that
Or
puts
its
them in a
criminal
bad light.
system.
Or, she can't say anything about that.
Yeah, it'll
So-
be seen as a violation of her parole.
Exactly. So they're going to interview her, and she's going to say, yeah, I went to prison, and yeah, it was hard.
Yep.
I mean, that's basically all she can say. There's not a lot. She can't say, oh, I was, wrongfully imprisoned, they treated me unfairly, all this, because she can't say any of that. Otherwise, I'll just put her straight back in prison.
Yeah, she's not going to be able to do anything, and I think she has to stay there for 3 years.
She'll be back in 2017, I think they said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, so I don't even know why they're paying so much now for it, unless they're paying for an interview.
Well,
paying
while
for
it's,
years.
kind of hot, I guess, the news.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be more worthwhile to pay her when she comes back?
By then, 3 years, I don't think,
Yeah,
even
but then you
now
get the
people's
real
interest
story.
is waning.
Yeah, but then you'll get the actual story. That's what if I was a
What is
journalist.
she's gonna stick to her being innocent.
Well, yes, but
Yeah.
what I mean is you'll get how it really was in the prison.
It was hard. I honestly don't need to hear any more.
But the people who want to hear more, like the journalists, they want a full kind of story from her, which they're not going to get.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear it, I don't care. But if I was a journalist, if it was my job, I'd want as much information from her as possible, and she can't give that right now.
No, but I mean, waiting 3 years, it's not going to be,
Yeah, but
as lucrative.
people look at Chopper Reed, for example. He was interviewed years and years and years after he committed all those crimes, and people still watch that.
I think that's sort of different. I don't know.
I think that to get a full story, and I know that maybe it's just journalistic integrity, but and not wanting to scrape for viewers or ratings or whatever. But I feel like if you waited, your story would be better
Oh, they're definitely going to interview her in 3 years' time.
when she comes back. They'll definitely.
Yeah, but they want something now. Anything that they get, they're just going to be like, yes, that'll be...
$2 million is not worth her telling them that she had a hard time in prison.
But people will tune in.
Yeah, well, from the
But will they?
miniseries, it doesn't look like many people will.
1 million people.
I don't know. I'm a bit over
That's a
it.
movie.
I don't really care. I mean,
That's
if
not an interview with her now.
if she wanted to smuggle drugs overseas, I mean, all the drug dealers don't get this much publicity. Yeah, well,
No.
she was a drug smuggler. I suppose she was attempting to be a dealer or sell to a dealer or something. I don't know.
It's honestly, it's just because she's a young female.
Yeah. It was the whole thing about her being, protesting that she was innocent and stuff as well. That was a big thing, because the media here tried to make it out as if she was, and she was being unfairly treated over there. But I
Yes.
think it's...
The media did paint her in a very different light to how they were painting the Bali Nine. No one ever considered them to be in
Exactly.
any shade of innocence.
And that was big, but not as big as Schapelle.
That kind of went away.
And I think Schapelle Corby should be grateful that she didn't get the death penalty.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
Because that was
she
at a
didn't have to
time when
serve her
they
full
were
sentence.
really trying to send a message and to use people to set an example, and she really could have ended up on the wrong side of that.
Yeah, she didn't even serve her full sentence, though, and a lot of people over there are quite angry about that, too. Apparently, a lot of locals are pretty angry that she didn't serve the full 20 years.
Was it overcrowding? She had to... They kind of just pushed a few people out?
They were saying something about new kind of pardoning or something. It's not pardoning, because otherwise they'd just let her go, but something. Yeah, I don't remember. Some freak thing that happened that she got to actually get considered for parole. But
I think if she does overshare in this interview and the Indonesian government isn't happy with what she says, she will not be getting any support from the Australian government. They're already in hot water with Indonesia over the entire people smuggling issue. They're not going to stick their neck out for a convicted drug smuggler.
If she runs to the embassy...
No one's sticking their neck out.
Like, do you think they could get her? Do you think the embassy would, like, push her out? Because the Indonesian police can't come into the Australian embassy.
Yeah, they'd probably just strike a deal with the Indonesians and say, here, have her. In exchange. Good bargaining chip.
The Bali Nine, sorry to interrupt. Okay. I think one of their fathers was the one that tipped off the Australian Federal Police, who said that they'd sort of help them out, and then they tipped off Indonesia.
Oh. There you go.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, we're in a bit of we've got a bit of problems with Indonesia at the moment. I don't think they want to stir up any more trouble.
Yeah, they definitely want to try to cooperate as much as possible.
If I was Schapelle right now, I would be... She's staying with her sister in Bali now. I would fly so low under the radar. I would not leave my house.
She's not going to be able to leave her house.
Exactly.
Ever, basically.
Well, when she comes back to Australia, I suppose it'll die down after a while, but...
she shouldn't be doing an interview and then being paid $2 million for it.
Exactly. I wouldn't be doing anything that could provoke the Indonesian government to put me back in prison. Anything at all. I wouldn't talk to anyone about it until I got back.
If someone's waving $2 million in your face?
No, $2 million is not worth going back to prison for. Not a Bali prison. Maybe a cushy Australian prison. No, I don't think Australian prisons are cushy at all. But,
I think she doesn't have the exact same kind of...
Well, if she smuggled drugs in the first
possibly
place.
Not, yeah. But I wouldn't be smuggling drugs.
Yes, exactly.
I don't even know where to get drugs.
Neither do I.
Yeah, where do you...
Don't answer that question, anybody on Facebook.
Yeah, that's...
Don't tell us.
We don't want to know.
It was a joke.
Cool.
Well, it was serious. We've got no idea, but we don't want to know.
Yeah.
So, we do have a response from Emma, who suggested the sea cucumber mascot. She suggested that it be called Salty.
Salty the sea cucumber. That's pretty cute, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever see the sea cucumber. They're quite disgusting to look at.
She said if we don't want it, she will be taking that idea elsewhere.
Okay.
And so good luck to you, Emma. Good luck to you.
You go, Emma.
Yeah.
Maybe Channel 7 will pay you $2 million. It'd probably get more coverage than the Schapelle Corby interview.
Actually, that'd be a good school project for, like, kids. Make up your own Olympic mascot.
Yeah, we actually had to design our own Olympic posters when we were in Year 5.
We had to design Olympic venues.
Yeah.
Or Paralympic venues.
Yeah. And we had to build them too.
That seems more complicated.
Yeah, it was.
We just got a day to paint and draw.
No, ours was like a whole big project over a couple of weeks.
We made a Paralympic...
No, ours was a stadium. Like a training venue.
Oh.
We had little pillars and everything.
Complex.
Yeah. It was
complex, that's what it
Well,
was.
when we tried to build it, it fell apart. But the planning was there.
The design was there and the architecture was there, but we're not building.
It even had a pool.
Imagine if Rio unveiled their stadium or whatever and you're like, hang on a minute.
That's our training facility there. They stole our plans from Year 6.
Their pillars falling over as well.
That wall completely collapsed. Yep, that's definitely ours.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get back into the requests. The first one isn't really a Valentine's Day request, or maybe it is. It's up to you. But it's a request from Dave. It's Macho Man by the Village People on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
I do love this song. Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever. You're listening to Steph, Rach and Bridget on 2BACR 100.9 and Rachel's squeaky microphone.
Rachel's squeaky
You need to oil that thing.
So Friday is Valentine's Day. Love is in the air for some people, and then some people are like hiding under their pillows at home because they've got no one to share it with. And then some
no
people don't
one
care.
can hear Bridget and I rolling our eyes.
And then, yeah, some people just don't care at all.
I'm not rolling my eyes. I just doesn't.
Yeah. To me, it was never a big thing. Like, I didn't really care much for Valentine's Day, and...
But now that you've got a boyfriend...
Well, no, still, it's not a massive thing. Like, it's Valentine's Day, so you go out to dinner or something like that, you get some flowers and chocolates and a gift or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not...
I hope he's listening. Tick it off, flowers, chocolate.
It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, on Valentine's Day, my boyfriend bought me this and it was so fantastic. I'm like, okay.
That's you to everything.
That's just my standard response. But, so it's not the biggest thing in the world, but...
I read something. Someone said, you know, to all those people who feel really bad on Valentine's Day, just remember that every other day of the year no one loves you.
I read that too, actually. Yeah, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? Do you think it should be a thing?
Well, it's no harm in it being a thing.
I think it's a good thing. Like,
my only problem with Valentine's Day is that we've got a Valentine's Day promotion at our store that I work at, where if you are buying one of our product for shoes, I've already said I work at a shoe store, so if you're buying a pair of shoes for someone of the opposite sex, you get 20% off. Which means it's going to be awkward for us having to tell someone when they ask us, why did that person get 20% off for the same shoes?
Because you're the wrong gender, honey.
They have love and you don't. So you have to pay full price. They get love and cheaper shoes.
I think that it should be Valentine's Day special. If you're buying shoes for somebody else, then, 20%,
and if you're buying it for yourself,
and if you don't have any love in your life, you get 30% off.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do people who have no love in their life not get a discount?
Right, they get penalised for being single.
Yeah, they're the more depressed people on Valentine's Day.
They're the ones who need a discount.
This reminds me,
Although they're the ones with more money by definition, because they don't have somebody else to spend their money on.
Well.
Yeah, but
if
also
there's two people though, they might have a combined.
Maybe,
and it also means that they're probably paying rent together.
Yes.
Whereas a single person
or
has
their mortgage.
Yeah, they've got to have all of their
or a single person might be still living at home and not have any expenditure.
Well, somebody in the couple could also be living at home. I call them Stephanies.
There should be like something for single people because you buy like engagement, wedding.
We also
all
have to
these
buy
presents.
gifts for the couples.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the couple celebrations. But yeah, we need a singles day.
Right,
where
singles day.
everybody who's in a couple needs to buy something for the single friends
Oh
in
my
their
god,
life.
I'd be so broke on that day. I think everybody would be.
No, only if you're in a couple. You need to buy a present for somebody who's not.
Yeah, I'd be living it up. What are you talking about?
I know, right?
There's a lot of couples though, and I think, I suppose. Yeah, okay, why not? Why not?
And Sydney allegedly has a man drought, so I think it's...
Sydney has a man drought?
Yeah, there's more women than men.
Oh, but that's isn't that because men are dying out?
Men are dying
They're not
out.
a different species.
No, apparently, scientists have shown that the male chromosome is becoming less and less common. So it's going to happen in like thousands and thousands and thousands of years. There will be no more men.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay then.
Oh well, we won't
we
affect
have to
us.
worry about that.
We can get
thousands
men,
of years, yeah.
but people in the future won't be able to get any men.
Oh, what do they do?
We'll
But
die out, I suppose.
think about the
Or evolve.
quality. The quality of those few men that are left.
Would
They
they be
don't
like
have to
X-Men?
try.
I'm thinking they'll be better quality.
No, they don't have to try at all because there's so many women. So they would just be complete slobs. Like, they'll be the grossest people ever.
I was thinking, it's like survival of the fittest. They'd be like X-Men, be like Batman. Everyone would be like Batman.
I just feel like they'd keep the few men that were left in like their own little facilities. Like walk them once a day.
What, and book them in? Keep the survival going?
Yeah. Oh god, okay, this went on a really bad tangent.
Valentine's Day, yeah. Do you think we should have, a singles day?
I think
or
we should have
maybe
singles
just
day. I
giving
like that
out
idea.
cards to all the single friends that you know.
Like, my condolences. You're
Valentine's Day, though, I think it's a good thing. Like,
Why not
celebration.
Yeah.
So long as people don't go overboard.
What do you mean by that?
Do you remember when we were at school?
I know people who go overboard.
Why are you looking at me? I don't go overboard.
Overboard.
Who goes overboard?
Well, I can't say who, but
What do
they
they
just
do?
like get everything. It's like Christmas and birthdays combined. And
Valentine's
it's like,
Day.
calm down.
Okay.
Gosh.
And now she's eyeing the computer. I don't know what the computer did. Have you seen her?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Okay.
Some people take Valentine's Day far too
Seriously.
seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone.
Well, I don't think Valentine's Day is anywhere near as important as a birthday or Christmas or...
It is. It's a lot of commercialism, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of basically merchandise.
But it's commercialism for a good cause.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
I
bad.
mean, if we had like National Hunting Day when we'd all go and hunt funnel web spiders.
I thought you were
And
going to
then
say
that
people.
became like, okay, and then we all went to go hunt people.
The
and
most
that
dangerous
became,
game of all.
I was going to say, this is in America. You know?
And that became, you know, commercialized. Everyone's like, oh no, the commercialization of hunting day. Yeah, well, it's a hunting day. Like, we
Goodwill
can have it
Hunting
anyway.
Day.
But instead, yeah, like movie holidays, Goodwill Hunting Day.
I've got mine down.
Well, Australia, not Australia, New South Wales needs another holiday.
Do we?
Yeah, because we've...
Oh,
won
well, of
less-
course we do. Of course we do.
Yeah.
I don't know why
No,
I question that.
There's one less than every other state. We have one less than every other state.
I get a bank holiday.
Okay. But I mean,
But
as
I'm not a bank.
I mean, as a
we should
national...
celebrate?
As a national... not national. As a state,
Yes.
a state like a statewide holiday, we get one less than every other state in Australia.
Oh.
Why is that? What do
don't
everyone
know.
else get?
I don't know. Well, everybody
Northern
else...
Territory gets Territory Day.
Territory Day?
Melbourne Cup gets the Cup Day.
Oh, you got to give something to Northern
Mel-
Territory.
Melbourne.
That's-
Victoria
Melbourne
gets Melbourne
Territory.
Cup Day. What I said didn't make sense.
I don't know why everyone doesn't get Melbourne Cup.
I don't know.
You don't do any work.
But there
Yeah,
would
nobody's
still be,
doing
like, then us in Victoria would still be one down. Because then everybody else would get an extra holiday, Victoria wouldn't get one, and we'd get that day, and we'd still be one down from everybody else.
So we should get Wales Day.
We should just get New South Wales' Awesome Day,
South
and
Day.
and then that's it. Because we are awesome. We're the most awesome state. That should be on the
The
whole plate.
most populous state in the country day.
The
Awesome
most
state.
awesome, magnificent,
We got
glorious state.
the glorious state day. That's what we should have.
Yes.
Because we are better, and we know it.
And then that should be on everyone's number plate.
We're better, and we know it.
We're better and we know it.
If you're better and you know it, clap your hands.
I was thinking of that song by LMFAO.
So I was like,
Okay.
Why don't we just have We're Sexy and We Know It?
How did we get down to... We need Valentine's Day back. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
so you've got the obvious ones: flowers, chocolates. Is
I
that
asked-
pretty standard? I mean, I think everybody would be pretty happy with that.
Well, my boyfriend asked me what I wanted for Valentine's Day, and I told him a bunch of retro games. So he's buying me games. for
That's very
Valentine's
specific.
Day. Well, I pulled some exact ones that I wanted out, and he's going to buy me those.
You know, Valentine's Day, yeah, it's never bothered me not actually having anything to do on Valentine's Day, because I just look at
Well,
like,
you don't have to
other
buy
people
something for
spending
someone.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no money, and I have to buy
But I
something.
still think I should get a discount on shoes. Well, actually, not obviously me, because I already get a discount on shoes. But,
A
The
further
other
discount. Free shoes.
like, clearly, somebody who's in a nice, happy, loving relationship came up with that
I
discount,
think
right?
if you had a coffee shop and you said free muffins to singles or something, I suppose you have to prove it. But
That is the worst thing. You
Like-
don't give free food.
no, okay, so just go with me here for a second.
Valentine's Day.
Just whatever offer it is. Just say it's a free one free muffin or something. Just say it is.
Uh-huh.
I think
It's one free
your
muffin.
your business would do so much better because of all the single lonely people who are like, I don't want to be at home. So they go out and they're like, oh, this place has
All
free
the
muffins
single
for me.
lonely people.
The lonely. I'm not saying all single people are lonely. There's
Okay.
just the single and lonely people.
Just the single poor people.
You know what, though? Everyone who
Would
gets
prefer
that
muffins.
muffin, they would buy something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they'd meet...
They'd get a coffee.
Think about it, you'd be in that cafe and you know that everybody else there is single.
Yeah.
Just be like one
It'd be
massive...
like speed dating.
Yeah. Are you waiting for a muffin? Yes, I am.
I'm waiting for my lonely muffin.
Would you like someone to butter your muffin?
Rachel! That was uncalled for. Good call though.
That was pretty good.
Has anyone seen Mean Girls?
I hope so. Oh, that'd be random.
All right then.
How about we get into some of our other requests for the night?
Any actual love songs this time, or was it more like
Yeah.
Village People?
No!
Yeah! No!
We've got love songs, I swear. By All For One on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever on 2BACR 100.9 FM. And don't know what we're talking about now. Give me 1 second.
Stuff and things.
And stuff.
More
and things.
stuff.
Okay, so we were talking about mascots before
Yes.
for the Olympics, and Rachel came up with Funny the Funnel Web. So that inspired us to talk about spiders
Yes.
and funny spider stories. Because I hate spiders with a passion. I freaking hate them. Prince is doing the face I just pulled. I had a spider on me the other day and I freaked out and threw my iPad at it. So, I hate them.
But on the bed, right? It wasn't...
Oh, on the bed. So I was lying down.
You didn't throw it across the room and smash
No,
it
no.
against the wall.
Oh no, I wouldn't have done that. Even though I did get the iPad for free, I'm not doing that. But it was crawling on me. Like, I was lying down, it was crawling on me, and it wasn't one of those small daddy long legs or anything like that. It was a big spider.
Yeah.
Like one of those hairy ones.
Ugh.
And I think it might have been a huntsman. And I kind of screamed and I slapped it off me. And then it hit my bed and I just chucked my iPad on top of it. So, yeah, that's what I did to that spider. But this made me think of my brother, who has twice, so numerous times, he's seen people pulled over on the side of the road. And the first time they had their hazard lights on, all the people were standing around this car.
Yeah.
And he used to be a mechanic, so he pulled over and he's like, maybe I can help them, because maybe their car's in trouble. And he got out and he's like, oh, you know, what's going on? They're like, there's a spider in our car. So my brother, being the helpful person that he is, spent ages trying to get this spider out of their car, which eventually he did.
Well, that's good.
And then they thanked him and they drove away. But the other day he was driving home from work, I think he said, and there was a girl standing outside her car again with the hazard lights on with a can of Mortine, standing a distance away from her car and just spraying her car with Mortine on the outside. So my brother pulls over. He pulls over and asks what's going on. She goes, "There's a spider in my car." So he's decides to get in her car and help her and spray Mortine in the car, and so
Okay.
But
Good Samaritan.
she goes, the spider was on the outside of the car. And he's like, well, it's gone now. It was on the outside. And he's like, I've sprayed the car, you can go in and drive away now. She's like, I'm just going to give it another 5 minutes. So he's like, all right, okay. So he leaves. But then he's like, he felt bad. So halfway home, he decides to turn around and go back to make sure that she actually got in her car.
Oh my god.
And she was still standing there 20 minutes later, spraying the outside of her car with Mortine. So he waited with her until she got in the car and then drove off. And she's giving him the thumbs up and waving at him.
Oh
So I'm like, yep.
god.
That's pretty weird.
I had a funny spider story the other day, and some guy I work with is just terrified of spiders. And he left the store for a little bit, and then he had to come back. And we got a phone call from the parking lot saying, can one of you girls in the store come help me? There's a spider in my car.
It's always in the car.
And so, one of us, basically the thinnest one of us and the smallest of us, had to go down and rescue him from the spider.
Interesting. I
Which
remember
was
hearing
pretty
a story.
funny. But you know what? I applaud him because that was very brave to make that phone call.
Yeah, and not to
Must
kill
have
the
been pretty
spider yourself.
desperate, yeah.
I would have made the phone call.
Well, yeah.
But I remember hearing the story that this guy was riding his motorbike, and in the inside of his helmet,
Oh god.
this massive spider crawled up on the inside of his visor, right in front of his face. And I remember thinking, if that was me, I would have killed myself. I would have taken my hands off my handlebars and tried to pull my helmet off. And I don't know how many people out there have ever worn a motorbike helmet, but those things don't come off easily. So I probably either would have crashed into a car or my bike would have just tipped over and I would have gone sliding and I would have died.
Yeah.
If that happened to me, I would be dead now.
Check your helmet.
Always check your helmet.
Yep.
I used to be so paranoid.
Public
I used
service
to check
announcement.
all of my shoes before I put them on to make sure there was no spiders inside.
That's what I don't get about people who leave their shoes outside.
Oh no, I can't do that.
Like, if you don't want to, like, wear your shoes in your house, at least have some sort of a rack just in the hallway or something. But outside, I'd be too scared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also cockroaches.
Yeah. I couldn't go in my garage until our house was fumigated because I was terrified. But our house has a lot of redbacks. So I'm justified in my terror.
Your area is famous for spiders.
Yeah.
And ours is famous for cockroaches.
Yeah, we don't get so many cockroaches, but spiders we have a lot of.
We got gigantic
And
cockroaches.
that you can tell which redback webs because redbacks like to pull a lot of leaves and debris and stuff into their webs. So you can tell which ones are redbacks. And I used to just avoid going outside altogether until my outside area. Well, not outside the front of my house. Obviously, I have to go places. But into our backyard.
Recluse.
Into our backyard, I would not go out there because there were just spider webs everywhere. Actually, I went out there the other day before our house was fumigated. And I opened the door. I didn't actually go out. I opened the door. And there was this huge spider. I do not know what it was. Like, what kind of spider it was. I'd never seen this kind of spider before. It was massive. Like, at least the size... Like, its body was the size of my thumb. And its legs were like...
Ugh.
Yeah. And it was the weirdest looking spider I've ever seen. And I kind of just slammed the door. And I'm not going out there again.
There was once a gigantic stick spider. A stick
Insect?
insect?
I don't know. Are they insects? Yeah, I suppose a stick insect.
Insect?
Yeah.
Whatever. It was scary. It was like the length.
Oh, jeez, that's massive.
It was gigantic.
Like the Bridget's forearm. For people
Pretty
who
much.
are not viewing us.
And it was on our back door, and the porch light was off. And down the hallway, we had the lower kitchen light on, so it was basically all dark. And I just went to go open the door, and I saw this gigantic, like, silhouette. And I just opened my mouth in a silent scream, stepping back off the porch.
I remember I was vacuuming once, and I leant down to vacuum behind something, and on the glass of the door, there was, like, it wasn't a big spider, but I was very close to it. So it looked huge and weird, and I just screamed, and I dropped the vacuum cleaner. My mum comes running, and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "It's alright, I just saw a spider." And then I sucked it up with a vacuum.
Nice.
One of our listeners has suggested that we have a whacking day, like on The Simpsons.
A spider whacking day.
Right.
Rolled up newspapers for all.
I had a incident in Uluru. We went to Uluru for a few days, and there was some bugs in the room, and there was a spider on the ceiling. And so we were paranoid that, you know, while we were sleeping, it would fall on one of us.
Oh yeah, if there's a spider in my room, I can't sleep.
Yeah, so it wasn't big, it was tiny. But, so I got on a chair, and I was trying to hit it with something to flick it off the roof, but then it fell on me.
Oh.
And then I was like, "Oh, it's on me!" And then I was like, and I tipped the chair back, and as I was falling onto the floor, I yelled, "I'm falling!" I fell on the floor, and then I was laughing, and both my friends were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?"
That reminds me of okay, the funniest thing ever. Okay, I hate spiders so much, but the funniest thing ever is to see someone walk through a spider web.
Oh,
Because
yes.
a lot of the times you can't see the spider web, and it's just the person walks into it, and there's this weird arm flailing.
I've done that jogging at night. I've run into
That's the best.
I ran into a spider web and then just stood there screaming and trying to get it off me.
I have this signature move that I do walking into my house because there used to be spiders that they used to build webs across our front path.
Mm-hmm.
So I always put my hand out in front and this like waving thing as I walk to my front door.
It's
Just
like
in case.
interpretive dance.
What's better than walking into a spider web and having a gigantic spider fall on you?
Yes.
And they're big. Like if they were just little ones, I wouldn't be so bothered, but they're freaking scary.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I hate them.
Well, let us know any
If
of
you have
your...
a funny spider story.
Yeah, let's do funny spider stories, or just funny insect stories as well.
Yep.
Because spiders aren't insects. We all know that they're arachnids.
That's true.
They have 8 legs.
Yeah, it was an insect.
And a questionable amount of eyes.
Well,
depending on
they
their mascot.
have a varied amount of eyes, and they also have 2 body sections
The thorax
and the abdomen.
Abdomen.
I remember all of this from year 2, by the way, because I was terrified
Cool.
the whole year.
I don't remember learning about spiders ever.
Yeah, we did them in year 2. Anyway, let's go back to some songs.
Yeah,
now.
we'll play